It was all going so well, until you vanished. Orin informed us that henceforth she would speak for the Temple of Baal, and act on their behalf.
Sorry? You want me to be sorry for helping you gain more power than you've ever known? Let this be a warning. Orin will be your downfall, or you will be hers. We make an alliance, and you will be the victor. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. She might be anywhere.
A rogue true soul flaunting it under your nose all this time, and you ran from him.
Let us raise our voices. Gather to my shield.
My friends, the steel watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. Don't do that again, or the next slip will be fatal.
The Baal Temple, your old haunt, now reeks of her ichors. I had high hopes for you. Ones you've dashed to pieces. Again.
If either of us falters, both of us die. Come, let's end this. I don't even want to know what it is to you.
No. She chose her companions well, I see. You brought Ketheric to his knees and made Orin grovel. Crawling back from his bloody disgrace. It's my favourite assassin. Gods, you're a sight for sore eyes. You're working on it, are you? And what do you have to show for yourself? Nothing. We are brilliant. And Ketheric, do try not to sulk. You're supposed to be the fearsome general come to conquer the city. I initiated this plot. I brought Ketheric and Orin together to create the Absolute. Give me the stone now, Karlach, or face the black hand of Lord Bane.
You chose to suffer. You chose to die.
Sage advice. My steel watchers take unkindly to threats, no matter how hollow.
There is a vessel to the Morphic Pool where the brain feeds. I will wait for you at the pool.
You've heard Gortash's whispers. I see how your skull swarms with his promises. He whinges and wails over the crown of Karsus, wanting to command it without me.
If you can't seize power when it's given to you, then you're destined to live as a servant. I do not suffer the same affliction.
Let me clear up some mysteries, then. It's about time, I think.
I think not.
You're agitated. I'd keep an eye on that. My steel watch are sensitive to anything they perceive as a threat.
From your ashes, Baldur's Gate will be reborn.
I can't change the past, and I'm not even sure I would if I could. Look what you've become. An impressive power in your own right.
You are delusional. The crown is how we controlled you.
Our time is short. The Elder Brain is held beneath the city. We must go to it if we're to control it. Oh, yes, we've much to discuss. But first, come and be witness, as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. My friend, forgive the cold welcome. My steel watchers are eager watchdogs, for the good of the people, I'm sure you understand. Yet you sowed chaos at my Iron Throne. You blatantly mocked the terms of my bargain. As had I, most ardently, in fact. Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones, or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Karlach, you've no resonance about you at all. No Nether Stones, not even Ketheric Thorns. Indeed. Were you hoping for something else? A word of wisdom? A hug? My favorite assassin. I'm so glad you've returned to my side.
You have the Nether Stones. They resonate with my own.
Together, we can still restore authority over the brain. For all its charms, Baldur's Gate has long had a cancer at its heart. a hidden temple devoted to Baal. Karlach! I was wondering when you'd come, so I turned to the scion of Baal. You are his dear prince. He created you to rule. Now, Karlach, let's not be hasty. We've begun something far greater than that temper of yours. You have a Nether Stone. That bears discussion. Ah, a familiar face, and a fondly remembered one indeed. How have you been, Karlach? You want to kill Orin and retrieve the stone. Trust me. I warned you, Karlach. You could have walked away. But your hunger for petty vengeance won out, didn't it? Now, come, be witness, as your father names me the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. Do you even remember how to find it? You should know better than most, Karlach, the risks of falling out of my favour. You don't know the meaning of the word. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the Absolute.
The Absolute's agents are among us. Show no mercy.
You utter brat. You're going to burn this place down. Perhaps. Even horror has a home. Find her nest and slay her there.
As they should. I was merely testing you. This should be an alliance of peers.
Farewell. One benefit of becoming the Archduke of Baldur's Gate is that you have a whole legion of soldiers to worry about that for you. Orin is unreliable. This one shows promise. He keeps his word, I keep mine. We will rule as one. Trust me that your best chance of survival is to kill Orin and retrieve the stone. Goodbye, Karlach. I didn't miss you before, and I won't miss you now. The Iron Throne, a ruin from the city's dark past that could become a template for a brighter future. Took advantage like you were some waif without a will of her own. You threw your lot in with mine, willingly. Whatever came next falls at your feet, Karlach. That much is clear. You struck out at my steel watch for reasons that are utterly incomprehensible. And what is it you're working on, Seeding chaos upon my Iron Throne? Defying our agreement? They live. There is a vessel to the Morphic Pool where the brain feeds. I will wait for you there.
Dearest Patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, but a moment. The blade of frontiers graces our halls.
I will give you time to reconsider. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here. So the three are united once again.
Dearest Patriarchs, but a moment. Our very own blade of frontiers graces our halls.
But you had to make a mess of things. What a waste.
Please, come forward.
What a surprise this is. My favourite assassin, back from her bloody disgrace, joined with my old bodyguard. So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease. I swear. Ha! Are you now? Set foot within the Iron Throne and you will die, as will all of the hostages inside.
Enough of the dramatics. You're nursing a wound long healed. We had the chance to do something truly incredible here. Now, not a short lifetime ago. We will empty this place and begin the march. You may catch up with the army once you've retrieved the weapon.
Wrong. Your presence here is the only real threat to their survival.
We prepare an army of our own. The Steel Watch will be mobilized.
Quite a bit, as it happens. I'd hoped to speak to you, most ardently, in fact.
Oh, you surrender your advantage too quickly. I did not expect such craven behavior from one who faced Orin and lived.
Orin and I can wait for you no longer. The plan proceeds. We're going to the city, and we expect you to follow. Army and the weapon in tow. We would not meddle in each other's affairs. This was our agreement. She came to us as Baal's chosen. We are but servants to our lords.
I'm afraid you won't be.
Orin is slippery, shall we say. She even eluded my steel watch before you destroyed it. Ah, and my old friend Karlak. It's no wonder your victory was so decisive. How have you been, darling? And I am the hero who will save it. This wretch has left destruction in her wake, made me a mockery. She will bring me the Nether Stone, and then I will crush her. Consider it an invitation, then, for you to save your own life before it's too late. Yes. I will not tolerate weakness. A strong ally requires a strong will. Ah! My involvement with Orin was never a true alliance. A mad dog understands the yank of the leash and the hand of its master, but it cannot be an equal. I hope so. Ah! Now, roll over and die. Give up your life just as easily as you were ready to give up the stones. When Ketheric fell, I feared the worst. That our plans would fail like so many before because of discord among ourselves. Gortash didn't want me at first. Didn't trust me. Got me to wag my tongue, swear an oath never to hang him from the hooks. Drip-drain him into father's open jaws. As for you, I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that Nether Stone that you carry. Crawling back from her bloody disgrace, it's my favourite assassin. Gods, you're a sight for sore eyes. Dearest patriarchs, but a moment. I must greet a most honoured guest. Hand me the Nether Stones, and we will rule as one. No offence to my old friend, but it's you I have been dying to see. For that, you will have to be much, much stronger. Oh, you do quite misunderstand. I've already made a deal with your companion. We need each other.
I won't let you ruin this. Not when I'm so close.
A rogue true soul flaunting it under your nose all this time, and you ran from her.
You're right to be afraid. But there's no room for cowardice or complacency.
Oh, a pity. Why in the nine hells have you come back here, Karlak? What could you possibly want? You carry the stone plucked from Merkel's chosen. Besides, why call you enemy when I could repair an old friendship? The crown's magic turned the brain into something the world has never seen. A Nether Brain. Its power is immense. To a holding cell where she can cool down. I wouldn't dare harm such an old friend, but I can't have her disturbing our fate. More importantly, just. The people demand it. Is a Baldurian truly free when he fears for his future? I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Please come forward. What a surprise this is. My favourite assassin, back from his bloody disgrace, joined with my old bodyguard. So I turned to the Scion of Baal. You are his dear sovereign. He created you to rule. You said it was under control. Listen to reason for once in your life. I'm sorry you feel wronged about how things ended between us, but that was 10 years ago. We must look to the future. Lord Enver Gortash, at your service. Goodbye, Karlak. Are you so lacking in imagination, Durin Bold? That thing in your chest is a blessing I helped you receive. One you're too much of a fool to see. In Baal's name you set your bloody daggers to cause panic in the streets. Killing in the Absolute's name. This was your doing, wasn't it, Karlak? The destruction of my steel watch. Such a petty vengeance. At least not yet. I see murder as a grim necessity, to provoke a desired response from those who witness it. To Orin,
It was a pleasurable pastime. Listen to yourself, Karlach. Blind to every opportunity.
Return to the city, find Orin, and claim her Nether Stone as you agreed to do. And then I will forget this transgression.
Your actions sparked the fall of my steel watch. Whatever bargain we might have made fell with it. Before you do, come and witness, as your father names me, the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. Alder, my friend, you humble me. But the will of the people... I hope this girl has grown a backbone. Otherwise I'll have to send her back where she came from.
This way, quickly. We need to talk.
Orin was right. You are playing the fool. With all the unthinking greed of your god. I'm sure even you can appreciate that. Tut tut. So much potential gone to waste.
Watchers! The Absolute's assassins walk among us.
I think I'll take that second horn of yours and use it as a goblet. How like you, Karlach. You give in with the slightest bit of pressure, but you have a chaotic streak of your own. You broke into my prison to rescue Karlach. Next, we identify all enemies within our walls and within our ranks. Then allow me to peek it for you. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the crown. Oh, I'd forgotten. Your memories are quite lost, aren't they? Orin told me she'd made a fool of you. And you, honoured guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed. It's a secret even to me, but she made a mess of things. Unlike you, she cannot control herself. Have you gone soft? I find that hard to believe. One's true nature always rises to the top. We could have been allies. Powerful ones. And yet... I never meant to harm you, dear. Merely to help you realize your vast potential. An alliance? Don't be... Your camp is compromised. One among you is an impostor. A faceless. Why in the nine hells have you come back here, Karlach? What could you possibly want, after what you've done? Oh, the general voice. Is this where we salute? Karlach, you brought Ketheric's Nether Stone. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her. I gave you time. And yet here you stand with only whinging to show for it. Oh, how I long to slit his poxy smile from ear to ear. But I can't touch him. He bound my blade when we first conspired. Baal isn't done with you, you must know that. You have effortless talents, killing instinctually like you breathe blood. As vulgar as ever, I see. Ah! Your actions sparked the fall of my steel watch. Whatever bargain we might have made fell with it. That thing in your chest made you more powerful than you could ever have dreamed of. I conspired to give you a gift, and you're furious about it. I always preferred your methods to hers. You have mastery over your urges. Orin was consumed by her gruesome obsessions. Orin told me she made a fool of you, but I should have known you wouldn't go down that easy. Ah, how I've missed your colourful turns of phrase. We must catch up just as soon as I've had words with your little friend. A hiccup, nothing more. It is not steel that strengthens us, friends. It is courage. Not if I kill you first. You already are, in your blood. It's simply a matter of getting the world to see it.
And your intelligence. Your presence here is a threat to the survival of the hostages inside the Iron Throne.
A fallen watcher. Someone would mark me as a fool. Now you've returned. We can achieve all of our dreams still. You brought Thorm's Netherstone. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me, Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice,
A new age is upon us. Gods have mercy on those who would stand in our way. And you brought Karlach to heal. See that she remains obedient. My offer's not for her. It's for you. Exquisite timing. Dearest patriarchs, but a moment. Lord Enver Gortash at your service.
The likes of you stand to benefit from the likes of me.
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay their respects.
Please. That thing in your chest made you more powerful than you could ever have dreamed of. I conspired to give you a gift, and you're furious about it. Orin is unreliable. This one shows promise. They keep their word, I keep mine. We will rule as one. Yet you've returned without Orin's. This was not the agreement.
It's not. But it will not follow new orders unless the Nether Stones are united to give the command. The brain has grown incredibly powerful. Confronting it is madness. But there's no other way.
Aren't you the intrepid little adventurer, digging and diving where you don't belong?
You've got a backbone, and the makings of a leader. Our Lord blesses our alliance.
You must kill the tyrant. Take the Netherstone from his corpse and bring it to my temple.
Your bones will be a souvenir of what could have been.
A rogue true soul, flaunting it under your nose all this time, and you ran from them.
Ha!
Yet you snubbed my warning and brought my Iron Throne to ruin.
I think I will hang your corpse in the wide. The Archduke's would-be assassin. The people will celebrate your fall and my part in it, but you failed to deliver Kethric's Netherstone. What a waste.
Now, it's really time we were going. We have important matters to address. My reunion with Karlach can wait. You betrayed our Lord by ignoring his chosen. You always were a fool. Why ever would I do that? The Iron Throne is their home. I had an arrangement with Lord Gortash, but he whinges and wails over the crown, wanting to command it alone. You may have wrought the destruction of my Iron Throne, brought my steel watch to its knees, but that's how I know you'd make a most formidable ally.
Ah, apologies for the disruption, my friends. We appear to have guests.
Yet you sowed chaos at my Iron Throne. You blatantly mocked the terms of my bargain. If Orin obtains all 3 Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. Her assassins hunt you even now. They are very efficient killers. Even someone with your talents should take heed.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, friends, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
Dead, they're no use to me, so I keep them safe, after a fashion.
I gave you time, and you used it to sow chaos at my Iron Throne.
And with her... My, it's my favorite Baal spawn. I never thought I would see you again either. You may have brought my steel watch to its knees, but that's how I know you'd make a most formidable ally. Do my eyes deceive me? Karlach, as I live and breathe. Come, my dear girl, and be welcome. I swear.
I gave you time, and you used it to snub my word and bring my Iron Throne to ruin.
Our tyranny. And we are saviors, defenders of the Sword Coast. Our loyal subjects will love us, not hate us.
Traitors, Portier. Any who dare speak ill of Baldur's Gate or its people.
Then stop acting like a child. The past is done, Karlach, never to return again, and the present is bearing down on our necks like a hobnailed boot. Not yet, but you will, when I'm done with you. Your time in the Hells has taught you nothing. You remain the same impulsive little brute you've always been. I haven't missed you at all, you know, and I won't miss you when you're dead, either.
I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that nether stone that you carry.
You can be my equal.
What comes next will be entirely their fault.
Orin is unreliable. This one shows promise. She keeps her word, I keep mine. We will rule as one.
The Edict of Bane!
Indeed you are. Look at you, cold-blooded as ever. One final test. Will he defy me and prove his worth, or will he cower?
Good, good. I can see you're still your old self.
After all, you abandoned us some time ago, leaving a rather uncomfortable hole in our plans. Orin's blind ambition failed us. She compromised you just when success seemed certain. Ketherick, his obsession with his daughter made him lose all hold on reason.
You damn fool!
Tut, tut. Orin was right. She did turn you into a half-wit.
Watchers, the Absolute's assassins walk among us.
Yet Orin still lives, still holds her stone. You blatantly mock the terms of my bargain.
With Ketherick gone, Orin proves treacherous. She wants the Nether Stones for herself.
So you haven't lost your edge. But you're still not as sharp as Orin, I wager. If she hadn't made such a grand show of herself, my steel watch wouldn't have intervened. I can't say it comes as a surprise, but you should know this. You've built an army for our masters, true enough, but what of the astral prism? If the weapon is truly in your grasp, Ketherick, might I suggest closing your fist? We will raise a black keep in Baldur's Gate. Then we will conquer the Sword Coast and unite all its peoples under our rule. But first...
You've met her assassins. Efficient killers, by all accounts. I know you survived previous encounters. But she won't relent.
Their ambition blinded them to reason. I don't suffer the same affliction. Your father will do whatever you command him to, like any other subject in our kingdom.
The brain is about to break free. We have no time to lose. We either shackle it by the force of our will and usher in a new age, or the city breaks.
First we take Baldur's Gate, then Faerûn. All of Toril will soon follow, 1,000 kingdoms at our command.
The faithful will do anything in the name of their god.
I gave you time, but you used it to strike at my steel watch.
You may have wrought the destruction of my Iron Throne, but that's how I know you'd make a most formidable ally.
Prove your worth, Karlach. Don't buckle at the slightest pressure. Go on. Refuse me.
Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know. She's tricked you before.
She can cool off in a holding cell. She's perfectly safe, I assure you.
Behold, Duke Ravengard, the Absolute.
I didn't enjoy watching you make a mess of our plans. It pains me to witness your potential wasted. Again.
That's where Orin became what she is, where she worshipped and schemed.
Ha! And here I thought you could resist your urge. I hate being wrong. I guess I'll have to make use of you in a different manner.
Yes, that's the spirit, my dear. Not so long ago you did as you were told, no questions asked.
And now I'm giving you the power to become as a god, a ruler of the realm. We've a marvel on our hands, after all.
You brought Ketherick to his knees and made Orin grovel.
Tut, tut. So much potential gone to waste.
Watchers, the Absolute's assassins walk among us.
That angered me, I will not deny it. But it also showed courage, and I respect courage. We can work together, provided we build a foundation of trust.
Wise. I'll see you soon.
I helped you realize your potential. Look at you now, Karlach. You stand on the precipice of a new era. They will be imprisoned until they prove loyal. Ha! What a shame to refuse the power of a god. To think you and Karlach travelled together all this time and she hadn't the faintest you were one of my nearest and dearest. How was the reunion? I trust you demonstrated your particular spark of creative genius?
I have prepared for this eventuality, and if you interfere, I will destroy the Iron Throne.
What do you say? Shall we be allies?
That was a mistake. When the corpses start to wash up on the shore, remember, you could have prevented all of this.
You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the absolute.
Never.
Kill Orin and take her Nether Stone. Find me in my office upstairs when it's done. This was not the agreement.
I warned you to stay away once. I don't do second warnings.
Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be travelling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
Then we proceed. The patriarchs await.
But like all tools, the moment it ceases to be useful, I will break it. Thanks to your trespassing, that moment may have come.
Good for each other. Don't be. Orin is in your camp as we speak, committing who knows what unspeakable horrors. Whatever festering grudge you bear toward me is of little importance by comparison. No, you have to stop her. Do it, now! What a coincidence. So did my foot.
Stand with Baal, or it will spell your doom. But I can offer some aid for the storm you're about to weather.
Ah, my dear friend, what a brilliant child you've been to your father. It must feel good to be the favourite. Orin must still be screaming in the hells. We'll catch up once we've covered more pressing matters. Thorm's Nether Stone, more to the point. I'm not here for games. Hand me the stones, or face the black hand of Lord Bane. Then why in the nine hells have you come back here, Karlach? What could you possibly want? Yet you struck my steel watch. You blatantly mocked the terms of my bargain. With me, you will have power greater than Baal could have given you, and you will bow to no master. Your time in the hells has toughened you up, made a worthy partner out of you. One final test. Will they defy me and prove their worth, or will they cower? A rogue true soul flaunting it under your very nose, and you almost missed it.
I knew I'd meet Ketheric's slayer eventually, but I had no idea it was you, Karlach.
I'd like to propose a pact, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. With the Nether Stones in hand, the brain can't resist us. We will be absolute, with an infected army at our beck and call.
Not the most thrilling of prospects, but it's a fate that can be avoided. If you and I come to an understanding.
A partial resonance. You carry Thorm's Nether Stone.
This wretch has left destruction in his wake, made me a mockery. He will bring me the Nether Stone, and then I will crush him.
Once it is freed from its shackles, I doubt we'll ever be able to bring it under control again. Truthfully, I have no need for an ally who gives away her power at the first ask. I have enough underlings. I want an equal. You will follow me, and you will show due respect. Friends, allies, to my side! Let us usher in a new dawn!
This wretch has left destruction in their wake, made me a mockery. They will bring me the Nether Stone, and then I will crush them.
And now it's where she hides from my watchers, when she's not spilling blood in the streets. But your actions sparked the fall of my Iron Throne. Whatever alliance we might have made fell with it. It's hard to keep a good woman down, isn't it, Karlach?
Ah! Bring Orin's Netherstone with you. Come without it, and my lord's wrath will be loosed.
The brain awakens. We must act now.
Faithful, come forward.
They floundered, even as they tried to rise above us. We will not, cannot, make that mistake if we come together in trust.
Oh, but I most certainly am not. Tut, tut. So much potential gone to waste.
Patriarchs, let it be known, the Absolute's assassins walk among us. The young Raven Guard is with the Absolute. He means to disrupt this council.
So I turn to you, the former ruler of the cult of Baal. Some conflicts are best resolved quietly. The people are cattle, obedient until panicked.
So much might, so much power. Together we might have been great. We could have shaped the coast in our image.
Of course.
Do not squander this opportunity. It may be the last one you get.
And do not return until it is done. Let this be my one warning. We could have moved mountains. We could have shaken the plains. And you chose imperfection. Watchers, to arms! The war of the Absolute has begun.
Ousting Orin and helping you reclaim your birthright would be my greatest honor.
But, my stars, that can't be my old friend Karlach, can it? How long has it been? 5 years? 6? I'm delighted to see you again. My friends, today a new covenant is forged. Together, we will stand against the evil forces plaguing our dear city. Without my Netherstone, you don't stand a chance. Come here. My master admires you, as I always have, for the slaughter you bring, and for the Netherstones you bear. We understood that if we were to unite, no one could stand in the way of the Dead Three.
There's so much for us to catch up on, dear Baalist.
Follow me to my office above. We can be good for each other.
Please do come forward. I believe we have business. If you'll excuse me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hand me the Netherstones, and we will rule as one. Our Lord Bane commands it.
Baal allows you to pick your battles, as long as you do pick them. Orin thinks she needs to slash every throat in sight.
Tut, tut. So much potential gone to waste.
Patriarchs, to arms! The Absolute's assassins walk among us.
Tut, tut. Orin was right. She did turn you into a half-wit.
Patriarchs, the Absolute's assassins walk among us. Be that as it may, you will sit quietly and watch as history is made. Bring me Orin's Netherstone. I'll be waiting upstairs.
You have Thorm's Netherstone. We must discuss what that means.
There's an old wisdom.
A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. Wouldn't that be fitting? A servant even past your dying day.
Powerful connections. Let's leave it at that.
You're wrong, Karlach. I'm sorry you're still sore about how things ended between us, but that was 10 years ago. We must look to the future.
Let's catch up later, We have more important business.
This is the first step towards our glory. I really must insist.
Your actions sparked the fall of my Iron Throne. Whatever alliance we might have made fell with it.
This was no game. My word was my bond. This city is mine! Ah!
Then you know what must be done.
Yeah. Whatever happened in that temple, it doesn't change what you're guilty of, and the rewards your guilt will sow.
I tolerated Orin, but I liked you. You ought to reconsider. Divided, the Elder Brain will create an illithid army, yourself included in its ranks. Together, we can tame it.
Then she didn't lie.
The past is lost to you. Let me clear up some mysteries, then. We share so much history.
Do not allow some silly, bitter complaint to taint that.
You've been spending too much time with young Karlach. It's affecting your manners.
You have survived shadows, defied gods, and overcome many challenges to be here. But that doesn't mean you're ready for what comes next. I'm a man of my word. I had every intention. Ha ha ha! Crawling back from their bloody disgrace. It's my favorite assassin. Gods, you're a sight for sore eyes.
It is a most useful tool for motivating my Gondian workforce. Key to the construction of the Steel Watch that keep the city safe.
One final test. Will she defy me and prove her worth? Or will she cower?
I gave you a clean slate. A chance to rejoin me for our mutual benefit. Again.
Orin is elusive, shall we say. The grip of the Steel Watch may be tight, but sand still slips through its fingers.
The distractions have been yours, Ketherick. Perhaps we never should have dug your daughter up. Dearest Karlach, I'd busy myself finding Orin if I were you. I'll still be here for any unfinished business once you've secured your camp.
Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire Reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, you carry the stone plucked from Merkel's chosen. Besides, I'm not ready to call you enemy.
You most certainly will.
Soon. First, come and be witness as I make history. The first Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
But you're working on it, are you? You used your time to break our agreement and bring my Iron Throne to ruin.
Such pluck! How I admire it! Alas, I take unkindly to threats, no matter how hollow. And now it's where she hides from me, when she's not spilling blood in the streets. Get back to your duties. Patriarchs, let it be known. The War of the Absolute has begun. We restore the Steel Watch to capacity and mobilize it. Before you do, come and witness as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. But you failed to retrieve Orin's Nether Stone. What a waste!
Unless you want to provoke them, my dear, I suggest you hurry on your way. We will meet under the city and take control of the brain. Then we will take our rightful place as its rulers.
We can discuss personal matters another time, Karlach. Believe me, you won't like what happens if you think to challenge me here. Yes, yes, I'm sure I do. Not a single flash of resonance. Not only do you not carry Thorm's Netherstone, you don't carry Orin's.
There we are. It wouldn't do to fight in front of our guest.
With Ketherick gone, Orin proved treacherous. Baal's chosen wants the Netherstones for herself. Rise! I, Lord Enver Gortash, chosen of Bane, command you. Then let it be writ by the black hand of Bane. I, Lord Enver Gortash, swear I shall do you no harm. We will rise together over Toriel as a roaring sun.
I'd hoped that by now you'd managed to demonstrate a little more gravitas, a little leadership. I'm proud of you, Karlach, proud of what you've accomplished. And I look forward to working together as allies, equals, from this moment on. You can't hurt me, you need me, whether you and your friend realize it or not.
Trust me to help you survive this, and I will grant you the same courtesy. If we live, we can settle our differences later. First, Orin the Red, bloody dagger of Baal, causes panic in the streets through killings in the Absolute's name. I commend you for putting an end to Orin's madness. She must be screaming bloody murder in the hells even now. Is that what you... Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Merkel's general, Ketherick Thorm. You've got a backbone, and the makings of a leader. The Dark Lord Bane blesses our alliance.
Let me demonstrate why you made the right choice. Have you come to dredge up an ancient grudge, Karlach? Now, when so much hangs in the balance?
I don't doubt your conviction, but I'd be a fool to expect victory.
It was always meant to be like this, Karlach. You and I, ruling side by side.
Let a new dawn begin.
And I thought we were friends.
How wrong you are. You have no clue how to control the Elder Brain. It will destroy the Sword Coast, yourself included. Together, we can tame it.
So I turned to the Scion of Baal. You are his dear lady. He created you to rule.
You've killed Orin and brought me 2 Nether Stones. It is time, my dear. Time to become what we were meant to be.
Steelwatch, your time has come.
I warned you. You could have walked away.
Enough! Time to die.
Your presence here means your lord sees a purpose for you yet.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived. Now, come, be witness, as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
You betrayed our lord by ignoring his chosen. I speak, you obey.
I understand your concerns, my old friend. But allow me to demonstrate why you made the right choice.
Fetid rat! You will not take this city!
You choose death? What a terrible pity.
Then it's time you...
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay her respects. Please, Karlach, come and say a proper hello.
We are on the cusp of confronting an entity beyond comprehension. We need to work together.
I'm sorry you feel wronged by how things ended between us all those years ago. But now we must look to the future.
Return to the docks, or the deaths of everyone inside will be on your conscience.
The greater good, Karlach. Something I wouldn't expect you to understand.
She would slip like sand through the Flaming Fist's fingers.
You child. You impudent wretch. I always knew you were good for nothing. That's why I gave you to Zariel without a second thought. Your actions sparked the fall of my Iron Throne. Whatever bargain we might have made fell with it.
I'm surprised Baal allowed you to slip away from his grasp. But this changes nothing. Dead. My enemies lurk in the shadows.
With Ketheric felled, Orin proves treacherous. She craves the Nether Stones for her own, desperate to impress Baal. A bleak prospect. But it's a fate that can be avoided if you and I renew our old partnership.
You and I always knew we could only stand against the world united.
Let's make our pact anew, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Lord Enver Gortash at your service. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. Time flies, doesn't it? But never mind that. We have much to discuss. You have a Nether Stone. That makes us allies.
Dearest Patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, but a moment. The Blade of Frontiers graces our halls, and he's wearing his devilish best. By the Dark Lord! How did it grow so large?
I once saw value in our alliance, but you have proven most disloyal.
We could have moved mountains. We could have shaken the plains.
And you chose imperfection.
I don't care about blame. I care about progress. I care about power. That is why you are a servant and I am a master.
Pay no mind to this mad woman. She's a jealous old hanger-on who'd ruin me for the crime of my success in protecting our fair city. Our courage. The Flaming Fist's courage. They have guarded Baldur's Gate for more than 100 summers and winters. Ha!
You know, it takes all three to control the brain. Without Thorms, it's become vexingly willful. Next, we will declare curfew and begin infecting the masses. Our subjects will hear the voice of their absolute god.
The brain awakens. We must act now. Mighty words. Yet
my reunion with her can wait. My reunion with you, however, cannot.
You damn fool!
You have work to do, my dear. So, unite we did. First we obtained the crown. Then we enslaved the brain. From there, it was but a small step to the most successful religious hoax ever perpetrated.
The hero Ravengard's fallen. Be forever known as his killer.
Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Dearest patriarchs, but a moment. The Blade of Frontiers graces our halls, and he's wearing his devilish best.
Ah!
A shame.
Such a weak ally is of no use to me. I will have to repurpose you.
Please, come forward. What a surprise this is. My favourite assassin, back from their bloody disgrace, joined with my old bodyguard.
You will see sense, and you will return to me when you do.
A lackey once more, eh, Karlach? Pitiful. Bring your leader, if you wish to speak to me. I don't waste time on flunkies. So Ketheric was ready to betray our alliance too. You're such a disappointment. Again. I've no use for such a weak ally. You can count on me, Karlach. I promise.
You're resourceful. I trust you'll sniff it out. If the trail goes cold, follow the bodies. When it finishes executing its current orders, it will be free to do as it wishes. That will be bad for everyone.
Ah! Well. I was certain you'd scupper our alliance in service of an ancient petty grudge. You've surprised me. Whether or not you accepted my generous offer, the fact stands that you cannot control the Elder Brain without my expertise. Let this be a warning. Orin is the spark in a powder keg. We make an alliance, or the city is made ash.
You could have ruled by my side. Now you'll be dust beneath my boot. Distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, and dearest Duke Ravengard, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
You are of little use to me, dead, but dead is exactly what you will be if you arouse the ire of my steel watch.
In short, you can trust me. I am not Orin. I know the value of alliance. Bane teaches his followers to reward those who support his chosen, not to betray them.
Perhaps a demonstration of why you need my help will motivate you to make the right decision.
On the contrary, I made you. That thing in your heart has made you more powerful than you had any right to be. You're welcome.
Ah, and my old friend, Karlach. It's no wonder your victory was so decisive. It's lovely to see you again, darling. Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the flaming fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth.
They knew this would only work if we stood united and coordinated our powers.
You betrayed our lord by ignoring his chosen. I
can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth. And you are a marvel. You've brought Ketheric to his knees and made Orin grovel. The slayer against the undying one. That'd be fun to see. My master knows you, for who you are, and for the Nether Stones that you carry.
Karlach, my dear, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? How long has it been? 5 years? 6? I'm delighted to see you again.
You and I initiated this plot.
We discussed in depth the failures of our predecessors and how to avoid them.
The brain awakens. It's time I take matters into my own hands. You knew what I was, yet you were fool enough to think the rules didn't apply to you.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
He'll come around. After all, you wouldn't want to fail your own father.
You would have carried out that part of the plan, had Orin not ruined your hard work. Always.